friends, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. My name is Bree. Today I'm going to be giving you my top 10 criminally underrated books. Let's get into it. The first book we have is The Black Swan Affair by K.L. Creek. I discovered this book on BookTok, I don't know, probably when I very first started my journey. This is the special edition from the Bell Box. I'm obsessed with it. I literally scoured Pango until I could buy it because it was so beautiful. This book is going to not be for everyone. I'm just gonna get that out there. But I ate it up in like a day. Basically, it's a love triangle-esque and it's all the angst. The main female character in this book is best friends with the man she's now married to. However, growing up, she was in love with that man's older brother. Then the older brother randomly ends things with her and marries her sister. So to get back at him, she marries his younger brother, her best friend, who's also been in love with her entire life. It can't get any messier than that. The whole book, I didn't know who I was rooting for to be the love interest. My heart was breaking every second. I couldn't put it down. If you love tension, if you love angst, if you love a little bit of mess, this is the book for you. The next book that I think is criminally underrated is 5 Rounds by Nikki Castle. If you're a sports romance fan, I don't know how you haven't read this book yet. This entire series is all about MMA fighters. It's very found family. This book is Tristan and Remy, and it's enemies hate-ish to lovers. They are forced to be roommates and they fall in love, and it is spicy and funny and heart-wrenching, and I loved every single second of it. The second book in the series is probably my favorite, but this is the book that started it all, and it is so good. Next, we have The Best of All by Carla Sorensen. I think Carla Sorensen as a whole is an underrated author. I don't feel like she gets a lot of hype as some other indie authors out there, and I think that her writing is so good that it's actually criminal that more people don't read her. Anyway, this is the second book in a duet, and basically the premise behind this whole thing is that this couple died and they, in their will, they divided things up to certain friends. So the first book follows them leaving this property to one friend, and in this second book, they have the guardianship of their young daughter, and they leave it to Liam, who's our main male character, and a female that he absolutely can't stand. Suddenly, they're forced to live together and try to take care of this little girl together. The heartbreak I felt while reading this was so real. I think grief was really explored well here. Also, this little tidbits of them becoming a family and loving each other and fighting for one another. It was beautiful. I loved every single second of it. Next, we have Hands Down by Mariana Zapata. I love every single Mariana Zapata book. She's the queen of slow burn, and this book just totally caught me off guard. It's not a sequel, but it's kind of like a companion novel to The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. So this follows Zach from that book and his love story, and it's friends-ish to lovers, childhood friends. They kind of don't like each other now. They're reconciling, second chance, and it's just a good time. Zach is the perfect golden retriever heartthrob. I love him so much. Also, I love this indie cover. I don't know why, it just does it for me. Mariana Zapata books are always long, but to me they don't feel long. I'm enjoying the story so much and flowing through it that it doesn't even matter. If you love slow burn, if you love sports romance, if you love friends to lovers, second chance, this is the book you need to read. Next, we have another Friends to Lovers, and I think it's really funny that there's multiple Friends to Lovers on this list because that's actually one of my least favorite tropes, because I feel like it's not always done well, and a lot of times there's other women, other boy drama going on, and so it kind of takes me out. But these are perfect Friends to Lovers romances for me. So this is Blindsided by Amy Dawes. This is one of the first books I read on Kindle Unlimited years ago, and it is Friends to Lovers, fake dating kind of, and plus size FMC, and basically she is feeling down because she's not finding love that she wants. He's her best friend. They hang out all the time. He's a professional rugby player, and he's no, you're amazing. You're a catch. I will show you that you're a catch. And this story it felt like a hug to me, honestly. I loved every second of it. The third act breakup really made me mad, but the ending brings it together in a way that totally makes up for it, in my opinion. It is so good, and it's on Kindle Unlimited. Next criminally underrated book is The 10,000 Doors of January. First of all, look at these edges. I love them, and this cover is stunning. I read this book for a book club a couple years ago, and I just thought it was really fresh and really unique. I thought the idea behind it and the premise of the entire story was really fun and unique. I think Alex E. Harrow's writing is just beautiful and a little poetic, and I was fully sucked in and invested in this. I think you should go in blind. I went in blind, and I think it made the story that much better. But just know that this is a masterclass in like subtle world building, and I think that the imagery she uses just makes the story come alive, and it's so beautiful. I loved every single second of it. Next, we have The Favor by Suzanne Wright. This is also on Kindle Unlimited, and I don't see this book anywhere, and it needs to be. This is my top tier marriage of convenience story ever. These two absolutely broke me. I loved every single second of their story. It's also a super quick read, so I don't understand why more people aren't diving in. If marriage of convenience is your go-to trope, like, you need to read this book. It is phenomenal. Next, we have A Fate of Wrath and Flame. This is the Fairy Loot edition, which I just got in, and it is absolutely stunning. Like, literally, look at these end papers. And the naked hardcover. I just am obsessed. I love it so much. I actually had several friends read this first, and that's how I found out about it. And it is on KU sometimes. She takes it off, sometimes she puts it back on. So maybe you can be lucky and find it on KU. But I just thought this, I don't know if I read it at the perfect time or what it was, but this was such a refreshing romantasy. I really loved the way it was set up. I loved the different tropes she used. And it kind of pulls from all kinds of different like pockets of the romantasy genre to like make a full cohesive book. I ate it up. I loved it. I have the last book on my shelf, and I'm going to start it soon, and I can't wait to close out this universe. The tension and slow burn in this book is bone aching. Like, it takes forever to get to the romance, but then when you do, it's so satisfying. The next book is Pretty Little Mistake by Michaela Smeltzer. I am an accidental pregnancy stan. I will love that trope till the day I die. I know it gets a ton of hate. There are no haters here. If they have one fan, it's me. I'm not dead. I love it so much. And this book is exactly why. I think this may be my favorite accidental pregnancy book of all time. And it's the whole plot is the accidental pregnancy. The way these characters like grapple with the changes in their lives and the change to their relationship and what it means to be a mother and father and what it means to be in a relationship and co-parents and all these things is explored and handled so well in this book. I absolutely devoured it. I could scream from the rooftops about it. Everyone needs to read this. Even if you don't like accidental pregnancy, I think you should give it a try because it just changes the game, in my opinion. And the final book that, in my opinion, is criminally underrated is Defy the Night by Bridget Kimmerer. This was my first book by her, and I devoured this whole series in less than a week. It is YA fantasy, which I know isn't for everyone, but it's for me. I love YA fantasy. I think that YA fantasy is criminally underrated as a whole because there's some of the best world building and plot building in YA fantasy, and I don't feel like we give it enough of a space in the book world. And this book shows why. These characters, the story, the setting, the entire book too takes place on a boat, and it doesn't even feel that way. Like, a masterclass in character building and world building. I ate it up. It's also kind of got Robin Hood vibes. Like, you need to read this book if you love fantasy at all. And those are just 10 of the books that I think are criminally underrated. I could probably make a list of like 50 books, but let's start here. Let me know what you think. Do you have any books you would add? Have you read any of these? I want to know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you soon.